Now, did I know that breaking news, the one that lied, the dude that lied on Shedeur, head coach Brian Daboll would be fired? No. See, everybody thought we would wake up to Stefanski being fired, but it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. I know it's coming. It's coming. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. But what this message should prove, it should show to everybody out there that went against this kid, y'all going down.
Brian Daboll just got a harsh lesson in cosmic payback. The same coach who once mocked Shedeur Sanders is now suddenly jobless, and the twist behind his downfall is absolutely wild. Was it karma catching up, a stroke of bad luck, or Shedeur's quiet revenge playing out in real time? Whatever it was, the fallout is pure chaos. Buckle up, because what happened off the field might be the most jaw-dropping story of the season.
I'm happy for Shedeur, I'm happy for Shiloh, and for Shedeur Sanders getting the opportunity to play for the Cleveland Browns. His situation is simple as put. It's delayed, but it's not denied. It's not about where you go, it's what you do once you get there.
If you're enjoying, please subscribe to the channel, it helps more than you think. So apparently, karma's not just working overtime this season, it's running the whole damn league. Brian Daboll, the same coach who brushed off Shedeur Sanders like he was some rookie sideshow, just got handed the pink slip of poetic justice. The guy who said, he's not ready, is now the one getting ready to file for unemployment. You couldn't script irony this good, but the universe sure did.
So, when things happen to coaches, players, famous people in general, all these old videos start to pop up on Twitter or X, TikTok, Instagram. All these reaction videos, discussion videos start to pop up. And with Brian Daboll, the first thing that pops up is Shedeur and his pre-draft journey. Let's say pre-draft journey. Because when you go back and look, right? When Shedeur was at the bowl game, he had red and blue cleats.
A guy who questioned someone else's preparation couldn't even prepare himself for an 8-26 record and a pink slip. That's not just bad, that's do not pass go, do not collect a new contract bad. The universe was probably kicked back with a caramel macchiato, watching Daboll's downfall unfold like, oh, you thought you could clown Deion Sanders' son and just walk away untouched? Nah, this was karma's highlight reel, and Daboll just made the blooper section.
Brian Daboll is not a scapegoat. He absolutely needed to go. Let's get things straight. He was 11-33 over his last 3 seasons. He fired 2 of his 3 coordinators and changed play calling with the other. He fired 5 of his 9 position coaches and started 6 different quarterbacks and did not have a single winning record with any. It was just endless finger pointing, and there's so much examples of it. At the end of the day, he's had talent on these teams. I thought the Giants on paper were going to be one of the best defenses in football with all the talent they brought in, but here they are, gave up 75 points in fourth quarters over the last 4 games. They only have 6 turnovers all year. People want to blame Shane Bowen, their DC, but he shouldn't have even gotten the job.
Because here's the thing, Shedeur didn't have to clap back, tweet, or even blink. The scoreboard of karma did all the talking loud, clear, and in full 4K resolution. But let's rewind for anyone who missed this cinematic masterpiece of cosmic justice. Before the NFL draft, Shedeur Sanders, son of primetime himself, a quarterback cooler than an Apple Store employee on iPhone release day, was projected to go early. Like, asterisk first round, franchise changing, cameras flashes who walks across the stage early.
The Giants have fired Brian Daboll. He's gone, new era. Honestly, this has been a long time coming, dude. He probably should have got fired at least a year or 2 ago. Nothing that he's been able to do has worked. A little surprised it happened now, honestly. I mean, they were so far down in the dumps all season. Is what it is. I mean, much needed firing for the Giants. I don't know who they're going to go after next, but very interesting to say the least.
Then out of nowhere, here comes Brian, the talent evaluator Daboll, deciding this was his moment to shine. Forget fixing his own dumpster fire of a team, no, he had to step up and deliver his expert TED Talk on a college kid. Because apparently, nothing says leadership like criticizing someone else's readiness while your own offense looks allergic to the end zone. In one of those pre-draft meetings, Daboll reportedly didn't like how Shedeur carried himself. Maybe he expected the kid to walk in with a PowerPoint presentation, a 12-step business plan, and a marching band to prove his readiness. Meanwhile, Daboll's own playbook looked like it was written in crayon. The Giants couldn't install an offense that functioned past week 2, but sure, let's talk about someone else's install package. That's like a chef who torched his own kitchen giving Gordon Ramsay notes on seasoning. So Shedeur walks in, just doing the normal draft thing: talk plays, talk football, show composure, and Daboll turns it into an interrogation episode of Asterisk, "Are you smarter than my ego?" Asterisk reports said Shedeur wasn't prepared. But you know what else wasn't prepared? The Giants' offensive line. The secondary. The play calling. The entire win column. Fast forward a few months, Daboll's out. Fired. Canned. Escorted out of the building so fast the office coffee didn't have time to cool. If Karma had a highlight reel, this would be the first clip. Asterisk, he said Shedeur wasn't ready. Asterisk, boom. Asterisk, now he's not ready for next season. Asterisk.
Daboll.
I'm already on record on this show before you came on with the intro. I think it's a terrible idea they fired him.
Like when they did?
He
That
should
was
have had
my whole
next
thing.
year.
If he's not the guy, totally get that. Like his resume, again, we were talking about blowing the fourth quarter leads and your defense not playing up. Like Daboll in the first year was known as like a culture guy. Even when you lose these guys like Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterboo, Malik Neighbors, just being up by 10 or plus
just
in the fourth quarter,
defense.
blowing the leads. Yes, defensively. Culture wins are going to would still happen. They'd still get you. It'd still edge out a couple wins for you.
You need the head coach that's going to somehow impart onto Jackson that he needs to protect himself.
The irony here isn't just thick, it's slow-cooked, glazed, and plated with a side of poetic justice. You'd think a coach riding back-to-back losing seasons might stay humble, maybe even quiet. But not Brian Daboll. Nope. He just had to critique a kid who's been breaking down game film since he could hold a remote, the literal son of Deion Primetime Sanders, a man who breathes swagger and strategy like oxygen. Shedeur's been trained by greatness his whole life, confidence, discipline, the whole package. But sure, coach, tell us more about how he wasn't prepared. This from the same guy who looked shocked every Sunday when his quarterback got sacked for the 5th time in the first quarter. The football gods must have been done watching that circus, because they clearly decided to collect their dues. Every time Daboll defended that 8-26 record with, "We're building something," the universe probably rolled its eyes and said, asterisk, yeah, a resume gap. Asterisk, and sure enough, here we are. He's building something, alright, an Indeed profile and a fresh start on the unemployment line. Because the story wrote itself, the player you doubted made it to the league while you're polishing your open to work badge on LinkedIn. That's not just irony. That's poetic symmetry, the kind that belongs in a film, a sermon, and a sports documentary all at once.
I was like, okay, he going to the Giants. Because the Giants were at practices, they were showing him that much love, right? They were showing him that much love. And we like, okay, Shedeur in New York, makes sense, right? And then, boom, the combine, the team interviews. And it was kind of weird. It was like, because all of a sudden, Shedeur, who's been preparing for this situation all his life, is now in the situation and he was unprepared. Then all these rumors started to come out. They were unprepared. He got an attitude, this, that, and the third. But they never showed what actually happened in the room. Now they showed.
And then enters Kevin Stefanski, the next brave contestant on Asterisk who wants to upset Karma? Asterisk, the Browns head coach, apparently saw Brian Daboll's career go up in flames and thought, asterisk, yeah, I'll have what he's having. Asterisk, with a straight face, he told reporters, asterisk, it's not fair to Dillon Gabriel to talk about Shedeur Sanders being the hero. Asterisk, oh, Kevin. Buddy. You just watched Karma hand out pink slips like Oprah gives out cars, and you're still out here tempting fate like it's preseason. Daboll's career just got folded like a discount lawn chair, and Stefanski's walking down the same path like it's a guided tour. You know who else said things weren't fair? Brian Daboll, right before Karma updated his LinkedIn status to available for consulting. And now Stefanski's over here doing verbal gymnastics to justify why Shedeur's collecting splinters on the bench. It's like watching a man hold an umbrella in a hurricane, convinced that'll keep him dry. He keeps trotting out the same corporate cliches, asterisk, we're developing our young players. Asterisk, oh, sure, Kevin. And I'm developing abs just by laughing at this nonsense. Then he adds, asterisk, Dillon can play better. Asterisk followed by, asterisk, we can coach better. Asterisk, yeah, and the Titanic could have floated better, too, but that didn't work out either. But nope. This man seems determined to find out how many field goals it takes to lose a game in fresh, innovative ways. If Daboll's saga was a warning, Stefanski's writing the sequel Karma Strikes Twice, the Cleveland Chronicles.
You either coach it or allow it.
Right.
And for too long under these guys, they've continued to allow it. This is time to put your damn foot down, and he's not.
Okay,
and
but
I just think that's a needless tragedy for Kevin Stefanski's coaching career.
Okay, but that even goes down to what they're doing with Dillon Gabriel. Why is he still playing? There's no reason for Dillon Gabriel to still be playing. And if you're going to tell me Shedeur's not ready, I'll tell you all the different ways that Dillon Gabriel wasn't ready, and you put him out there in the 5th week, and you let him go ahead and try anyway. Like it's stuff like that. Like if you're trying to convince me that they're actually trying to win these games, then why is Dillon going out there? Why are they not making any actual moves that would suggest that they're trying to win any?
And it's not even subtle anymore. The Browns' offense is wheezing like an old lawnmower, and Kevin Stefanski's still acting like Shedeur Sanders is some kind of football folklore, a myth parents tell their kids before kickoff. We'll get to him someday. Meanwhile, Shedeur's been ready since week 1, standing on the sideline like, y'all really gonna pretend I'm invisible? The man's probably memorized the playbook so well he could run 2-minute drills blindfolded and still outscore what we've seen on Sundays. But that's fine, Karma's patient. It's sitting in the press box, sipping its drink, jotting down notes like, another coach ignoring the obvious. Noted. Because just like Brian Daboll, Stefanski's playing the same dangerous game, dodging the inevitable until Karma shows up with receipts and a megaphone. He's out here defending quarterbacks like it's a loyalty oath, while Shedeur's talent is basically bottled lightning waiting to explode. The longer they keep him sidelined, the harder Karma's gonna slap. And when it lands, it won't be a whisper, it'll be an ESPN breaking news alert with a highlight reel attached. And the moment Shannon Sharpe stepped in to roast him on live TV? That was the nail in the coffin. When UNC starts breaking down your bad takes between punchlines, it's over. Because when Shannon's cooking, he's not serving mercy, he's serving truth, seasoned and sizzling.
Preparation wasn't there for an install package. Daboll called him out, and Sanders didn't like it. Daboll has gone 8-26 over the past two seasons, so he probably knows a thing or two about being unprepared. To be honest with you, I mean, you go 8-26. You go 8-26.
Interview goes bad. Unprepared. Now I'm thinking about a son of one of the greatest players of all time, who's always been prepared and coached and having tutelage from one of the best of all time, and for some reason all of a sudden he wasn't prepared for an interview when it comes to the game of football in which he's a quarterback.
But back to Karma, because she's not just fair, she's thorough. Daboll's firing wasn't random, it was a cosmic audit. Every shady pre-draft comment, every condescending remark, every time he ignored accountability, all tallied up. The universe was like, oh, you thought you were slick? Let me just balance the books real quick. And it's not even like the Giants' downfall was mysterious. Everyone could see it coming. It was like watching a car slowly roll into a ditch while the driver insists he's got it under control. 2 seasons, 8 wins, and an offense so confused it could have used GPS. You don't need analytics to see why he's gone, you need common sense. But here's the kicker, Daboll's exit somehow made Shedeur look even better without him doing a thing. The kid just stayed focused, kept working, and let Karma handle PR. It's like the football gods looked down and said, don't worry, Shedeur. We got this one. And they did. Spectacularly. Now, every time someone brings up Daboll's firing, the internet immediately circles back to that pre-draft drama. It's like, oh, the guy who said Shedeur wasn't ready? Yeah, he's unemployed now. It's turned into one of those life lessons your grandma would frame in a crochet pattern. Don't throw shade if you can't handle the cloud.
News, the Giants are firing Daboll. Woo!
Daboll.
Which we all kind of saw coming, right? Whoop-de-doo. So this was his 3rd consecutive season, and the man has gone 20, 40, and 1. So very unimpressive 3 years with the Giants. And so, Skip, were you even surprised that they're firing Daboll?
Look, he obviously needed to go, but I was.
And speaking of throwing shade, Stefanski better invest in sunscreen, because he's next. He's out here defending Dillon Gabriel like the man just won MVP, while the offense looks like it's allergic to end zones. And every time he says, "We're working on getting better," you can almost hear Karma whispering, "You're working on getting replaced." Because here's what happens next, mark it down. Eventually, the media's gonna start asking the tough questions. Why isn't Shedeur getting first-team reps? Why haven't you given him a fair shot? Why are you allergic to common sense? And Stefanski's going to be up there sweating, giving those long, vague answers about development and trust in the process. Then, when the Browns inevitably hit another losing streak, the pressure cooker's gonna explode. The GM will start side-eyeing. The ownership will start leaking sources say reports. And the same reporters who once asked polite questions will start sharpening their mics. By then, it'll be too late. Stefanski will be sitting next to Daboll in the former head coach club, swapping stories about how they underestimated Shedeur Sanders and got clapped by Karma. The pattern's too perfect to ignore. Coaches doubting Shedeur are 0-2 against fate. It's almost scientific at this point. The man's not just playing football, he's ending careers through patience. He doesn't have to say a word, he just has to exist. Doubt him, and suddenly your win column shrinks, your job security evaporates, and your team meetings start feeling like exit interviews.
This is unbelievable. This basically sums up what it's like to potentially be a head coach in the National Football League. You get your first shot because you have, amongst other things, come up through the, I guess, Saban/Belichick tree. I'm sure Belichick was talking about Daboll to the Mara and Tisch family saying, hire this guy. And you also saw what he did to Josh Allen, and you hire the Bills general manager, and let's bring it together and let's go. And all he does with Daniel Jones is make the playoffs and win Coach of the Year that year. We all know the decision.
And the funniest part? Shedeur doesn't even gloat. That's what makes it hit harder. He just keeps his cool, keeps grinding, and lets the world connect the dots. Meanwhile, the same people who said he wasn't ready are out of work, watching him on Sundays, realizing they became the plot twist in his story. It's not even about revenge anymore, it's just rhythm. Like clockwork. Doubt Shedeur, lose your job. It's becoming a career hazard. Somewhere there's a group chat of NFL coaches titled "Don't Talk Trash About Sanders," and you just know Daboll's the admin. And when Stefanski said he has full control over the team offense, defense, special teams, that was the final straw. Full control, huh? Great. So when this ship goes down, you get full credit too. Congratulations. You're driving the Titanic and bragging about being behind the wheel. It's giving confidently wrong energy, and Karma loves that. When the Browns finish the season looking like a bad Madden simulation, everyone will know exactly who to thank. It's poetic symmetry. Daboll talked down on Shedeur and got fired, Stefanski's dismissing him, and the countdown just started. At this point, it feels like the moral of the NFL season is simple: keep Shedeur's name out your mouth unless you're ready for your career to take a sabbatical. The man's a walking karma boomerang. You throw shade, it comes right back, faster than a blitz.
Many celebrities have reacted to Brian Daboll being removed as the Giants head coach. First up, Jackson Dart said, "No way." Next, Russell Wilson said, "I don't think there's anyone not shocked." Next, Theo Johnson said, "Feeling conflicted right now." And finally, Travis Kelce said, "I need the details. Cannot believe this happened." Brian Daboll has been removed as the New York Giants head coach after another disastrous start to the season. The news comes after the team's 2-8 record and another fourth quarter collapse against Chicago on Sunday.
So let's recap. Brian Daboll tried to play draft god, questioned Shedeur's preparation, and ended up unemployed with a losing record that looks like a math error. Kevin Stefanski's walking the same tightrope, pretending everything's fine while his offense collapses in real time. Meanwhile, Shedeur's story keeps building, delayed, not denied, and every step he takes forward makes their downfall look even funnier in hindsight. And you know what? That's the beauty of it. Shedeur didn't have to clap back, didn't have to defend himself, didn't even have to tweet. He let Karma do the talking. And Karma didn't just whisper, it showed up in front-page headlines. So yeah, Brian Daboll's firing isn't just news. It's an example. A reminder that sometimes the loudest critics become the funniest punchlines. You can call it fate, you can call it karma, or you can call it the football gods running a perfect trick play. Either way, Daboll never saw it coming because, ironically enough, he wasn't prepared.